Wait, hi. Guess who's back from Japan? Okay, wait. Okay, we just got a hype train started. Explain Jade, thank you for subscribing with Prime. You won the Swell Grand Prix with the Prime boost. Sunny, thank you for resubscribing. You won the Swell Grand Prix. Sunny is now also a mod. So be nice to Sunny. Because again, the mods are here, so I don't ban all of you. Crimwolf, you won the Swell Grand Prix. Thank you for subscribing. Hi. I've been got the Tokyo sweater. Listen. I also have mochi that I got from Don Quixote. Okay, it's Sakura mochi. Okay. You guys are lucky I'm not still in Japan, frankly. The only reason I came home is Hermes, and he's not even home yet. I'm getting him tomorrow. Okay, because I made the booking for him till tomorrow just because I was worried about flights. I wasn't so much worried about coming back from Japan. That was always an option of issues with Japan coming back. I was more so worried about literally getting trapped in Seattle because I couldn't get a straight shot flight back to LA. So I had to fly to Seattle first and then come here. And so I was more worried about being stuck in Seattle. Side note, never do a connecting flight from international in Seattle. Security wise, that was stressful. I'm patient because TSA is still dealing with stuff, so I'm very patient. But there was zero reason for every single one of our bags on my flight to be flagged. Zero reason, okay? Like they were opening up people's like items in their bags that they had bought as gifts, whether from the airport or in their like tax-free bags. And luckily the girl that I got for my bag, I was like, okay, there's definitely like an e-reader in there because I already taken out my laptop. There's an e-reader and there's mochi. The mochi is for my dad. Please don't open it. He will not eat it if you open it. And she was like, okay, I got you. I was like, she's like, okay. But it was like everyone's bags were being searched. Swell. Hi. Wait, Sparkly, you have the NASA. There was a NASA one? I could have gotten a NASA badge if I was live in the Artemis 2. God, you guys, do you know how emotional I was in Japan with all the Artemis 2 stuff? When they were originally supposed to launch, we were going to do a live stream, but then obviously I was in Japan, so we didn't do that. I was very emotional. I fucking love space. I love women. I love the Earth. I was really emotional. Okay, when they showed the first photo of Earth from space. Thank you for the 100 bits, Supernova. No, Vasio. Is it Vasio or I'm assuming it's not Vacchio, right? They had emotes too. Of course they fucking did. Oh, I love it. Everyone's art. Okay, the art. I literally made a video yesterday when I was still in Japan. Also, I'm going to take my nail polish off because I've just been adding polish to my nails. I brought my nail polish with me to Japan. I was like, this will be fine. No, I should have either gotten gels or I should have just taken my polish off and gone bare nail because they look insane. So we're going to take them all off. I thought about maybe going to a nail salon tonight and because my feet also thrashed. My feet are thrashed. I was like, maybe I'll treat myself after just treating myself for 3 weeks. But then I was like, no, you know what? I'm just gonna my worry is not, I'm tired, but like for me, it's, what time is it for me right now? For me, it is currently 11:08 a.m. But like, I do feel like, you know, when you like feel tired and you like feel it like almost like a fog in your chest, like you feel the heaviness in your shoulders. I'm hoping that's a good sign that I'll be able to sleep at a reasonable time. My goal is to be in bed by 10 p.m. In a perfect world. Maybe 11. I'm fine with staying a little later. I'm making myself get up by 8 a.m. regardless. Like that's just the way I got to deal with this. You know? Welcome back. Hi, welcome in. Wasn't even watching the coverage, but reading stuff secondhand made me tear up at certain points. Like the amount of art that I saw from a lot of people were doing art because basically so much of this mission went well because of what NASA has learned from other space exploration, not even just from NASA, but from global space programs. Okay. So like a lot of people have been doing art where it's like Leica, the dog, is like guiding the ship, or like the Challenger's crew is with them in the pod. And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking cry. Like, you guys need to stop doing this to me, actually. The photos were insane. The photo that got me though, I was like, I was almost like distraught. Like, I thought I was gonna have a panic attack. While I was in a Godzilla hotel room in Shinjuku. Side note, I'm never staying in Shinjuku again. We'll talk. Thank you, Dirkle, for subscribing. You won the Swell Grand Prix. But that photo of Earth was like, a lot of people were like, oh my God, like I'm in that photo. Like that's like a really cool thing of like, oh my God, we're just on a planet. But like that photo compared to the last one from the last, like the one from like the 60s, yes? 60s or 70s? I'm blinking. I'm jet lagged. But like the difference in it, I was actually like wildly depressed because you can see our fucking space trash. And frankly, I was really, this whole time I've been in Japan, I'm really taking up the cause against littering, okay? As a lifelong Girl Scout, okay? I've always been anti-littering, okay? I think littering is dumb loser behavior, okay? But being in Japan and seeing the signs asking people, borderline begging people not to litter, okay? And then to see people still fucking littering, like, someone was like, make them eat it. I was like, I was this close. Why am I picking up trash after grown adults? What is wrong with you? What's going on? Of like foreigners and it's not even just Americans, because I know when I talk about this, sometimes people are like, oh yeah, Americans suck. No, sorry, it's not just us. It's fucking everyone. Australians were I was pissed off at Australians this week. It's been crazy. Other Asian people, Southeast Asians. I was like, what? The Brits, the English people. I was like, what the fuck? Has anyone been outside before? What's going on? What's going on? I was like, what's happening? Wait a minute. Anarchy? I thought you had a collab, Anarchy. Chris said you had a collab. I thought you were streaming. I was gonna bring them their gifts, and then I came to say hi. Hi. Oh, I would like, when I went live, I was like, oh, let me pop in first and check Anarchy's collab, and you weren't live. I came to say hi. Hi. Thank you for following. Scared of the Hose. Thank you. Thank you for following. Hi, bye. I was driving today and someone actively threw a cigarette butt out of their car. Yeah, like I don't know. So one of the Girl Scout tenets, okay, it's not like in the Girl Scout law, like the okay, but like it's one of the tenets, and it is like leave a place cleaner than when you found it, okay? Is like one of the tenets. Do I always do that? No. But do I actively contribute to do I litter? No, because I'm not a psychopath, okay? I don't think there's any excuse for littering. Why are we, put your trash away. I don't even like leaving my trash in the movie theater. When I leave, I don't even like doing that. I take it with me, I throw it out, because I'm a grown adult. Why am I gonna have a grown adult or a teenager clean up after me? That's insane. I forgot that was my user, I'm sorry, that's funny. Are you scared of the streamer too? No, she's not how she's bae, platonically. Okay, bye. Bye, Anarchy. Enjoy your stream. But no, I just, Yeah, dude, people leave their trash. People just leave trash. People will spill popcorn and then they'll leave it. I'm on my hands and knees trying to scoop popcorn back into the bucket as much as I can to make sure that I'm not making a teenager clean up after a 28-year-old woman, because that's insane. No, okay, so this is what got me. Guys, this was the one where I truly was like, I'm gonna lose my shit, okay? I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, I was in Arashiyama, okay? Arashiyama, okay, Kyoto, okay? This is where the bamboo forest is. First off, they have to have signs around begging people to not carve their names into the bamboo of the bamboo forest. Have you been outside? I don't care that bamboo grows quickly. Why are we defacing nature? This is a landmark. This is a tourist spot. Why are we carving our names into the fucking bamboo? Okay? Why are we doing that? How long was the stream going for? 12 minutes. Why? Did it cut out again? That'd be really funny if it cut out. Oh no, it's live. Okay. It'd be really funny if it like cut out when like I've done nothing. Like they're like, uh-oh, she's gonna watch videos again. God, the red stains. Also, you guys can't tell, my hair regrowth, 3 weeks of regrowth is crazy. Like my blonde is coming in crazy. Certified not hose, yeah. No, not in this economy, not in this political climate. No, I'm not being a hoe. I don't trust any of y'all. No. Not under this administration, I'm not being a hoe. Vibrant, you won the Swell Grand Prix. No, I just don't want to be late. You're good. I literally just went live because I was having trouble logging into my Stream Elements for some reason. Probably because these computers have been off for 3 weeks because I had everything off and unplugged. I was in Arashiyama, okay, and I was doing a tour. So I'd stayed in Arashiyama, and then I had taken a bus back, which I have so many videos for you guys. I just didn't edit any of the bonus content while I was there because I was doing this thing called living in the moment and getting the most out of my time and then sleeping. So like I didn't edit much outside of the Swell Entertainment editing, which is obviously, you know, that's the 9 to 5 basically. The 9 to 5 is Swell Entertainment. So that all got done. But the bonus content did not get edited. So it's coming. I promise. I swear. You guys are going to think I'm still in Japan with how much content you guys are going to get. I was literally like, my flight coming back today was a nightmare. It wasn't a nightmare. He's a child. So like, it's not that big of a deal. But like I was unable to sleep. So, I was sat next to, okay, picture the most rambunctious child you've ever met in your life. A Measle Weasel, you won the Swell Grand Prix. Thank you for subscribing. And then picture them also on meth. Was this child on meth? No, but you would think that he was with the speed. He was just like, I almost said, do you have ants in your pants? Because this kid would not, like, the entire time. He finally passed out at like hour 8. And I was like, I don't even think I can go to sleep now. That he just kept moving. Also, have you guys seen that meme where it's like when you realize misogyny creeping into every element of life, of daily life interactions? So tell me why this was a 4-row seat, okay? Tell me why they booked 3 seats, okay, for the mom and the twin boys, okay? And the dad was 2 rows behind. Riddle me that. And I'm not supposed to be like, hey, that's fucking weird. I'm not supposed to do that. He can just come and visit whenever he wants. Also, why is the good kid sitting next to the mom and the little lunatic is sitting next to the stranger? What's going on? She didn't say a word to this kid the entire flight. And he would not speak to me. We thank William for your service. Anyways, okay. God, I have so much to tell you. Anyway, so I was in Arashiyama. Okay, so I was on a tour, and this was like the first time. So the whole point of this tour was like multiple stops. And I have a whole video that I have planned out of like talking about tours and picking tours and the tours that I went on and things like that. A bunch of people have been like, hey, can you like share your itinerary? And we have an itinerary that Sparkly and I worked on. But there were things that I added and I just like did because I had a lot more free days this time. So I'll probably do like basically what I recommend doing if you're doing, ooh, geez, I still need to, okay, one last cotton pad. My fingers, geez. One thing I recommend doing, Google Maps is your best friend in Japan, okay? Google Maps is your best friend, okay? Everything you think you might want to do on your trip, I recommend looking up the address and plugging it into Google Maps and bookmarking it. Okay. And I recommend picking like a logo. I just did the Japanese flag because then it lights everything up really well. But I recommend picking an emoji for it. Okay. That way, if you find yourself at one thing and you zoom out, you can be like, oh, it's only a 10-minute bus ride to this one shop that I maybe want to go check out, you know? And then you map your day out that way, and then you can wander around, or it's like, oh, that's like a 10-minute walk. I might as well just do that walk. And then you find 6 other things that you want to do. Like, that's what I did a lot of the time, which I really enjoyed doing. And it also helped with like planning out my days of like, oh, okay, so if I go to this hotel, then I can go to this hotel, I can go to this exhibit and this museum and this shop. You know, that really worked out really well for me. Anyways, go to Arashiyama, okay? So I had already done a ghost tour in the bamboo forest that night before. And so I'd already been through the bamboo forest. I would have really liked to have seen it during the day. But frankly, this is the problem with going during cherry blossom seasons. It's batshit insane. There were so many people. I was like, you know what? We only have so much time here. I'm just gonna walk these shops and like walk around out here and get some snacks. I ate like 5 different snacks from these vendors. I got Wagyu. I got, God, I never remember the name of it. It's like they look like a fish, but it's like almost like a waffle. And then there's like bean paste inside. And I got one it was like a truck and it was hot. It was like a warm waffle thing. I don't remember what it's called. Taiyaki? Yes. Tokoyaki? Is it tokoyaki or taiyaki? Either way, it was delicious. 5 different snacks: sweet dango, sour dango, salty. I only got one. Okay, I got 2 dango that day, but like, you know what? I found dango a lot more this trip. When I went in 2024, I think we only found dango like twice outside of the Japanese Grand Prix. Okay, but because I was eating a lot. Before the walkway, so where you are in Arashiyama, okay, there's the bridge and then you walk, and then there's the entrance to the bamboo forest, which is like behind the main shopping street in this area, okay? So before that walkway, okay, there is like a little corner and there's like 5 or 6 little food stalls, okay? And there's like a walkway, you can go inside one of them, okay? But there's like a big food stall in the middle, and then there's like one like cafe, one little food stall for ice cream, one like lots of big ice cream culture in Japan, which I thought was interesting. To the point that a lot of signs will be like on stores will specifically be like, please do not bring in ice cream because there's so much ice cream. I'm there. I got dango, I got an onigiri. I'm like sitting there, I'm enjoying myself, and because this is a spot. Now the reason that a lot of tourists complain about Japan and like littering is because there's not a lot of public trash cans available in Japan, okay? Now, my understanding, this could be wrong, my understanding is that the reason there's not a lot of trash cans is because all trash gets sorted extremely like specifically in Japan. So it's easier to not have just like people guessing where their stuff should go in like a public trash can. It's better for the individual restaurants, homes, parks, whatever, to have it separated so that the people are actually separating it themselves versus like the tourist, okay? So what you'll also find is it's like there's a lot of bottle recycling. So like nearby a lot of vending machines, there'll be like a bottle and like a can and a plastic recycling thing, but it'll specifically say like no food, no regular trash, okay? So in this area, there was a big trash can that said trash, as in all trash. There was a bottle trash can over here. There was a can and a combustibles over here. Okay, so that's like paper wrappers, sticks, things of that nature. And then there was a big one for just whatever the fuck else that you couldn't figure out. So tell me why I am still picking up trash in this little cubicle area full of people, okay, with adults and with children, when there's multiple trash can options right fucking here. Riddle me that, because I was gonna start yelling, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't just start screaming, because that also doesn't fix, because then I'm the crazy American that's screaming, you know? Okay? And so I'm picking up trash off the fucking, why is there a skewer on the ground in front of the fuck ass trash can? What are we doing? You're an adult human. Your children probably definitely learned in school that littering is not okay. So why don't you know that? Tokiyaki is octopus balls, you're right. I don't eat takoyaki anymore. I didn't. I think I only had one takoyaki the entire time. My stomach cannot handle fried stuff. I barely eat fried food in day to day. So last time I was in Japan, I like really ate whatever I wanted. That was a mistake. By day 5, my stomach was mad at me. So this time around, I was really strict about it. So like, I really held off on eating fried foods. There was only like 1 or 2 times that I had anything fried. Takoyaki, not tokoyaki. Gotcha. I was told just put waist under the bench with the other litter and feet. Felt my heart race. Sorry, what? No. This is the same with parts of Scotland. That and some terrorist attacks where bombs were planted in trash cans is what I heard. Anarchy is a great name to have. It'd be rude not to be in a pink band. Thoughts? Are you saying anarchy? Do you mean? Mystery Otaku. Username checks out. I one day have good takoyaki and not Midwest America takoyaki. Yeah, true. I mean, no, takoyaki is amazing. I do like it more in Japan than when I've had it here. I just have to limit myself on fried foods because my stomach just can't handle it. After multiple days, it can't do it. So I really limit it, as much as I can. Anarchy? Who is Anarchy? Is there someone in this chat with the name Anarchy that I'm missing? Welcome back, Swell. I have also had a nightmare trip to Japan. No, my trip was not a nightmare. I hate tourists. I booked next to a dad and his wife, and the little child were seated in front of us. It was horrible. I see. What I did when trying to get back to hotels next to planned events, lol. Was Mount Fuji a good site? Yes. Mount Fuji is my girlfriend, I've decided. And like we're lovers. Mount Fuji is my lover. I've decided. I was like so excited to see Mount Fuji. And like it was cloudy, but like we had multiple times where we could see Fuji like completely in view, which was very nice. And then when we got to, so basically my Mount Fuji tour, because I thought this would be interesting to do this type of tour. My Mount Fuji experience was a Instagram spots Mount Fuji tour. So basically everywhere we went are places that are like viral Instagram photo spots to see Mount Fuji, which is fascinating. Okay. And I actually really liked it a lot because of the way it was structured. We actually we went to a lot of good spots. We got a decent amount of time at good spots. Our tour guide was pretty cool. I liked her a lot. But was it really crowded at certain spots? Of course. But that's just the time of year. And that's one downside I think of doing a tour group, is when you go with that tour group, every other tour group is going. So whereas, like when I went to the Bamboo Forest with the Ghost Tour, which was at night, we didn't start until 7:30, no one was in the Bamboo Forest, like to the point that there was like a couple walking through and we all fucking jumped. like it was that quiet. There was a few other times that I was like just wandering around and I was like, oh, this is not bad at all, or like going later in the evening. My night tour that I did, my geisha tour, I did a geisha walking tour in Kyoto and Gion, and I really liked that a lot as well because it was evening time, so a lot of people were eating, and there was not many tours doing like an evening tour. So did we see any geisha or Maikos? No. But we got to really walk the streets and like take our time and actually see buildings and not be like fighting someone with an elbow and a stick, which was nice. Congrats on the new relationship. Thank you. Did you mishear when Amanda addressed? She's a friend of the channel and VTuber. Not giving me a notification. Twitch is not doing notifications, and I'm so sorry. I was really hoping like, wow, I haven't streamed in 20 days. Like maybe it'll like do like a major boost notification, but alas, that's not what happened. Kyoto has been open to tourists, so there's a bunch of new rules going into effect this year. So far, none of them were in effect when I was there. I don't believe there's a bunch of new laws, including like for all flights, internationally and nationally in Japan. You can only have 2 portable chargers, and they have to be on you, like things like that. I know starting in September, I believe there will be a fine if you take photos of geisha in Kyoto. There's a lot of restrictions that are coming through because of the tourism issues and because of like there was a festival for Mount Fuji for cherry blossoms that got canceled because they are blaming tourists. So I don't, obviously that's the one side I am hearing, but like claims of littering, claims of peeing in people's yards. Again, I ask, has anyone been outside? Like, that's why that so like technically my tour, because of the time of year, we would have gone to that festival, but that festival was canceled. The mountain is her girlfriend. Yes. Yeah. Can you tell us about the ghost tour? Yes. So the ghost tour, I did film as much as I could. Our 2 guides were very funny. One was from Burma, and he quote at the end of the tour. The tour was in English. Everyone was. I was one of 2. It was me and a couple. We were the only Americans. They did bring up Logan Paul as a dig at Americans and YouTubers. So I later told them I was a YouTuber, which they were like, oh, let me look you up. Like, cause they do the thing that guys always do this. Okay. Regardless of where in the world, men will always do this. Oh, let me check out this channel. Cause they think you have like 5,000. Okay. And then we got a celebrity here. I was like, okay. No, they were cool about it. I was like, I am not the Logan Paul type. One of them was funny. So one of our main tour guide, he later said he was from Burma. He said he gets all of his quote, exact words, white people news from Moist Critical. He was like, do you know Moist Critical? And I was like, I don't know him. I have been to like an after party for like at like his like warehouse in Tampa or whatever. He was like, yeah, so I get, this is going to sound weird. White people news? Yeah. I get all my white people news from Moist Critical. I was like, that's valid. That's fair. Probably a good, he covers so many fucking topics. It's probably the most efficient way to do it. If you don't really particularly care about white people news, you get the cliff notes, Russia and Amanda ever entered a relationship, it would not be discussed here at all. All relations of it's usually a bit, but the mountain is love is very real. Listen, Mount Fuji and I are very deeply, passionately in love. Okay, we were friends first. Okay, of course we were. But no. So the way I was like, oh dear God. I was the only single person on this group, and they were like, "There's supposed to be another person." I was like, "Oh, sorry, that's me. You guys wouldn't let me book one person," and they were like, "Oh," and they later were like, "So no one wanted to come?" I was like, "No, I'm solo traveling, and I wanted to do this tour, and we could only book 2 tickets." By the way, in our itinerary, Sparkly put had to book 2 tickets, one for you and one for the ghost you bring home. So Sparkly thinks I get mountains and ghosts, apparently. But no, the tours, so basically what it was is we walk up and there's a part of the bamboo forest where we were at, which was nice. They actually bought us all drinks at a Family Mart before we went up to the trail because we met at a train station. And that was included in the cost of our ticket. So I just got a Red Bull. And they had like a rule. They were like, okay, so if you want to get something like a bottle of wine, we do have to ask that like 4 people share it. Because unfortunately we have had people like get a bottle of wine and then they disappear and we don't see them for the rest of the tour. So we do avoid that now. And it is a lot of sensitive topics. Obviously, there were multiple stories involving stalking. There was one story involving torture, and there were multiple stories involving ending one's own life. So that it is definitely like, if you know anything about some of the legends, yokai, spirits, anything like that, the superstitions within Japanese culture, you probably are familiar with these topics. And again, I was at the bamboo forest. I was not at, the suicide forest, as it is referred to as by foreigners, is my understanding. Akigahara Forest. Akigahara? Yes. Akigahara Forest, yes. That's not where we were. They did reference it, and they did talk about it a little bit, but like we weren't there. They brought up anime multiple times, specifically Dandadan, obviously. And they made a joke because they were like, oh, who here watches anime? And like a few of us raised our hands. And they were like, the rest of you, why are you here? Why'd you come to Japan if you don't like anime? Which I did think was funny. But no, there was one part where they were like, okay, so this is a scarce sight in Japan, a trash can. There's actually many up this road, but if you are finished with your drink, you can throw it away here. Ha, which I thought was funny. But behind the trash can was a trail to a graveyard, I believe. And they said that it is actually not common, and it's actually considered slightly disrespectful to go into a graveyard in Japan. At least if you are not a mourner, is my understanding. And he was like, do we have any Australians here? We had 4 Australians. Two of whom were on their honeymoon. And I was like, this is a crazy choice for your honeymoon, but I respect it, for a ghost tour. And they were like, yeah, so unfortunately, we have had Australians because people come in and they leave spirits and sake for the deceased. And we have had Australians come in and drink all of the alcohol from the graveyard. I was like, sorry? And they were like, I don't doubt that, unfortunately. And so like everyone was kind of like, holy shit. And then they were like, oh, don't worry, do we have some Americans? Yeah, Americans, you did something way worse. Ever heard of Logan Paul? And that's how that got brought up. I was like, yeah. So, so walked up, there's a shrine on the path. And apparently this shrine was the only, so basically if there is a temple in Japan, it is a Buddhist temple. If there is a shrine, it is a Shinto shrine, okay? Buddhism and Shinto are the 2 main religions-ish. Religion is technically correct, but like it's not like it's either or. Like usually people are like, it's like a cultural belief in both to some capacity. Like it's not like a separate thing. Like New Year's Eve, you go to the temples, and then New Year's Day, because you want to have a good life, you go to the shrines type of thing. And temples close at like 5:30, 5 p.m. Shrines are open 24 hours, okay? So that was fun. But we go into the shrine, and this was one of the stories of the shrine, was there was a woman who would come in to this shrine in particular. I'm blanking on the name of the shrine. I'm so sorry. My class was the year to the DC trip for future years. It was the year Trump got elected. Crazy segue. It's really not a crazy segue. It was basically being like, hey, can you guys not be a fucking problem? Which I don't blame them. They also had they were like, hey, we're trying not to get sued, haha, because of X, Y, and Z. We're trying not to get sued again, which I'll tell the story of how they almost got sued in a second. Hold on. Shaming can be very effective. It can. So this woman would come to the shrine. She would always come alone, and she would never enter into the shrine. She would just kneel beside the Torii Gate, which is the big red gates. Sometimes some people believe that they're orange, but it's still red. It's still considered red. Apparently, the story I was told later on a different tour, which this is also really funny because like I'm taking I really like doing a lot more tours this time around. We didn't do any tours last time I was in Japan. So I feel I learned a lot more. But also, one of my tours made a comment about how like another guide lied to a group about the curtains that cover certain doors in Japan. So you know how when you have the two or multiple curtains over the doorways, and that technically means that like that's a sign that like this is open. You can go inside. They're open for business. Apparently, a tour guide told a group that is for wiping your hands off, which is not fucking true. Don't do that. But that got me thinking. I'm like, yeah, I'm just trusting this person knows what the fuck they're talking about. Like but like really, most tourism groups are very unregulated. I'm really unsure of what the regulations are for Japan tourism. But like we've obviously talked about Chernobyl and how actually specifically unregulated Chernobyl tourism actually can be. So, and that is, that's a radioactive zone. That's like an exclusion zone. So like that's crazy. And so devilish legs. It's terrible. But yes. Okay, let's continue. So I guess take all these stories with a grain of salt. Apparently one of these stories that followed this main story, and again, I don't have all the years memorized. This is now 2 weeks ago. Okay, I'll go through my footage, but they did ask that we don't record. We were allowed to record, but they did ask that we didn't record the stories to preserve them for future tours, which I understand. So I wasn't filming those. And also a lot of tours had a very strict anti-streaming rule. Lots of no live streaming signs and rules now, which I find interesting. I'm assuming that is because of the shitheads. I'm assuming that's the case. But I was never live streaming. I don't IRL stream. I don't intend to IRL stream because safety. I did almost get got by a Japanese IRL streamer, though, in Shinjuku. We'll talk about that in a second. So there were, what's it called? So this woman would come, they'd always see her. She'd never enter the shrine. She would just go to the torii gate. She would kneel inside of the, outside of the left side of the torii gate and like do her praying there. And then they knew she had a husband and there was speculation about the husband and her. And one time, the only time they ever saw her enter the shrine was when she came with her husband. It was the only time people had seen them together at this shrine, or seemingly in public, okay? They entered the shrine together, and they left. Now, the next day, he was found on the corner of that torii gate with an obi, which is the belt of a kimono, a red obi tied around his neck, hanging from the torii gate. Now, they go and try and find her, and she had apparently, in her home, in their apartment, had taken her own life and had like a big, I can't remember if they said she had a big smile on her face or if she had cut a big smile onto her face. But there had been speculation and rumors that he had been abusing her, okay? So since that, now I don't remember the year they said, but since then, there has been at least 4 to 5, and there is a reason as to why there's 4 to 5, okay? Cases of men being found in that same spot on the torii gate deceased. And all of them had rumors or accusations of being stalkers, or being domestic abusers. The reason it's 4 or 5 is because as recently as 2013, because there's a lot of joggers that come through Arashiyama, okay, the bamboo forest. It's a popular jogging path. Jogger comes through early in the morning and says he sees a man hanging deceased in the torii gate. Apparently he was naked, okay? So he doesn't have any service. He runs to go get to the police, okay? And they come back and that body is gone. No body. But there was apparently enough particle evidence that they could determine that there was human, like flesh or human bits on that part of the torii gate that had, not been there for some time. So, after telling us this story, our guides are like, so you guys can go into the shrine now. But that being said, it is said that if you are an abuser of women, if you are a stalker, you're probably gonna die. So if you don't go in, we know why. And then we went into the shrine. So it was a lot of that. It was a lot of like really heavy storytelling and then let's kind of do a bit. But like they were charming about it, so it was fine. You know what I'm saying? Like what they warned us, they gave us plenty of warning. Everyone was calm and chill, you know. Yeah, but it was a lot of like good luck, you know. So all the guys went in. There was and it was like sometimes I don't think I'm sensitive to spirits or anything like that, you know, but like there's times where, you know, if you feel like you're in tune to things, you feel things. I didn't particularly feel anything there. I did feel a sense of being watched, but there are like residences, there are people that do live throughout the like bamboo forest. Like there are homes like along the path and things like that. There were signs warning of bears and boars. I don't know if you guys know this. Japan is having a bear problem right now. Did I see a bear? No. Was there a story later in the evening of the bamboo forest of a girl who was attacked by her stalker and assaulted, and then she was attacked and carried off by a boar? Yeah, there was a story of that one later. Side note, I think we should get rid of all men with hammers. Unrelated. So there's that. They didn't find her body either. They found pieces of her clothing, the bell she was carrying. You'll hear a lot of bells, apparently. They said the bells are to warn, like, because it's like if there's a bear, if you're hiking, you're supposed to make noise and like be clear that you're a human, because most of the time they will stay away from you. So apparently she had been carrying a bell because she was walking through the forest and her stalker that's when he had attacked her. Is she alive? No. What part of any of that made it sound like she was alive? What part of any of that made it sound like she was alive? No, she was supposed to go meet her boyfriend and she was on her way when the stalker attacked her. And then the stalker, like, when she didn't show up, her boyfriend was like, I know exactly where the fuck she is. And he went to the stalker's house. And the stalker was like, no, I swear to God, she was fine. And then, like, later admitted, like, yes, I did attack her. But I didn't kill her. It was a boar. A boar got her. And, like, he had been, like scraped up from, because he had, like, apparently, he claims he shoved her into the boar. Because, again, he's a piece of shit. So yeah, none of these stories, most of these stories end with a woman dying, okay? There's another story, which is the story of, basically the story of is it The Ring, I believe? The legend that inspired The Ring. That one, also horrific. Also involving a man just being like, just marry me. Even though they tortured her. Like just truly crazy. No, boars are fucked up, guys. Boars scare the shit out of me. Like there was a point where there was a point in this thing where it's like, hey, you will be walking through this stretch of the bamboo forest by yourself in the dark. You're not allowed to have a light. We encourage you to go alone. After we've heard the boar story, and there are signs warning of boars and bears in the early mornings and the late hours. And I'm like, okay, I'm talking to my fucking phone then. Like, I'm making noise. Like, I'm not, like, I'll do it alone. I don't give a shit. I'll go, okay? I'll do it. But I'm making noise. I'm narrating. I'm vlogging this shit because I'm not having a boar come and get me. No. No, it's funny. Why alone? Well, okay, wait, let me make sure. Oh, we also passed by this really stunning compound, okay, in the woods, which is funny because it's right next to a house where he was like, there's a man that lives here. He is, you may not believe that ghosts are real, but old men that are angry are real. And one lives in this home. we're going to be very quiet, and we're going to not let, he will come out and he will yell at us, and he has a baseball bat. We need to be very quiet walking by this home. I was like, okay. But this beautiful compound is here. And they explained, because the entryway looks exactly like the house in the movie Parasite. No, it's not in the movie Parasite, but they were making that joke. And we move further up to show the size of the compound. He's like, so that's someone who makes people disappear, and not in the sense of like taking someone out, like for the Yakuza or anything like that. But basically someone that if you are devastated with your life, they specifically mentioned gay people because it's still not accepted in Japan. It's still not legal. If you are in debt, if you are in gambling money, whatever, you can go to a man like this and give him money, and they will make you disappear and give you a new identity and relocate you to a different part of Japan. And they explained that it can be extremely expensive. I think they said by US, I can't remember if they said $30,000 US or $50,000 US, but that's why he's had such a nice fucking house. Because that's what he does, is like, which is crazy. But that big house is next to the small house, with the angry man, because there apparently also was like, there's another, graveyard, like a small one in that area, like past his home. And they had people like wander in that way, like despite warnings, and he came out with like a bat. So, then, okay, so there's that one. Then as we're going through the story, I'm trying to think if there's any other major ones off the top of my head. Oh, this one was funny. Amanda D influences Japan. No, I love you guys. The only reason I'm home right now is because I love my dog. Like, that's really it. Like, that's truly it. Like, I would stay. I would move there tomorrow if they didn't keep getting rid of all the programs that I would qualify for. Like, they really don't want foreigners right now. They really don't want people to immigrate to their country right now. So that's not a thing. They literally just, a new announcement came through today of like them nuking the program essentially for restaurant visas. Whether it's for students who are, studying, culinary and things like that in Japan to go and work in restaurants and get a visa that way, or people that are coming over to help run restaurants. Like, they nuked that whole program basically, which is going to be potentially detrimental to a lot of restaurants in Japan, because a lot of them, especially the 24-hour ones, rely on foreigners coming in to help with those jobs. So that's going to be something. Who knows what's going to happen there. And okay, so let me think. Oh, let me tell you about the train. The train. So basically, there was a train tracks, and they were like, "Hold on one second, there's a train," because the train goes right through the forest, which is really cool, actually. He was like, "Oh yes, the next scary thing, a train," and it's like, if you're not prepared for it, it will scare the shit out of you when it goes and the things start coming down. But as we were walking, our other guide, who's from Nagoya, he was like, "So, this is the Lover's Bridge. If you cross here, you will have a long and healthy relationship." And someone goes, "Really?" And he was like, "Fuck no. This is a ghost tour. This is a horror tour. Of course not. No." And he explained that there was a man who was in love with a woman, and he stalked her a little bit, and he professed his feelings. But he was kind of a loser, so she did not return his feelings. And so what did he do? He came to these train tracks, and he waited for the train to do what trains do to people that stand on train tracks, and that's what happened. But because he never got to be with his love, even though she didn't love him, so it was just like his obsession. You get my point. If you are a happy couple, or you appear to be a happy couple, if you hold hands walking the train tracks or anything, he will come and get you. He will curse you. You will break up. You will bring home this spirit because he is pissed at you for being happy and in love. So they were like, "We recommend that if you are here with someone or your partner, you do not walk with them, or you do not hold hands across the bridge." And so I, being an asshole, I'm like, singleness saves me again. And I waddled across that little train tracks, free as a bird. He didn't murder her, that's something? Yeah. Okay, now I can't remember this one is called. Okay, hang on, let me get the name right. Because this one is one that I've heard. And it's actually, I've heard in different. No. Oh, here it is. Okay. Have you guys heard of Teke Teke? Or Teki Teki? Okay. This is a yokai. Because we were past the train station, the train tracks, they shared this story. But basically, let me do the Wikipedia one. Is the Japanese urban legend about the ghost of a schoolgirl where her body was split in half by a train after she had become stuck. She is an onryo, or a vengeful spirit, who lurks in urban areas and roams train stations at night. Since she no longer has a lower body, she travels on her hands, dragging her upper torso and making a scratching or sound, produced either by her elbows or the end of her bisected body scraping the ground. If she encounters individuals, she will chase them and slice them in half at the waist, killing them in such a way that mimics her own disfigurement. So we heard two versions of this story, because in the story, she will kill you, take your legs, okay? And then our guide, who's from Nagoya, apparently the Nagoya version, she will kill you and take your legs, put them on herself, and then run off, and then you become the next Teki Teki. And they both did, I'm wearing shorts, no one freak out. They both did she will kill you, take your legs, put them on herself, and then run away. They both did that. Like in unison. I was like, do you guys rehearse this? Pop into, yeah. No, so this, Teki Teki, I think I've heard it called something else. But I've heard this story before. This is probably one of the most famous ones that I've heard. I love acting, LOL. Weird game of tag, but I guess you're it then? Yeah. The story they shared as well was also like horrible. The version of the story that they shared was like, it is a schoolgirl. She was being bullied or chased or something and was already injured and in pain and fell and got stuck on the train tracks. And the train people, the conductors, they saw her, they didn't stop. They didn't try and stop the train. They didn't want to help. Or they were like, I can't be bothered with this. And that is how she lost her legs, which is horrific and bad. I don't like that one. Accurate. That's terrifying. Yeah. Okay. So that was that. Then, okay, so let's talk about the walk, okay? So we're walking. We all go in groups. It's like you have no lights. At a certain point, we weren't allowed to wear light. We weren't allowed to use lights. Only one of our guides had their phone light out, and that's all we could use to make sure we didn't slip. And we had to walk the whole length of this trail through the bamboo forest. And the bamboo is huge. It's really tall. It's covering the sky. It's like you'll know when you're at the end because there's a little row of like a bamboo gate and there's like a building and you'll see it. That's when you know you're at the end of the walk. Just go to the right and wait there. I volunteered to go first. They did not have me go first. Okay. They had one of our guides go first and then one of the British guys and then his wife went after him and she started screaming a lot. And I mean a lot. I was like, is she fucking, did a boar get her? Is she good? And they still only let us go one by one, okay? So another couple went, and then they let me go, okay? So I'm vlogging. I'm like, this is really cool. And as I'm walking, it was actually creepy, because there was multiple times where out of the corner of my eye, okay? And I don't think this was a thing, okay? Okay, this is also after they told us the story of the girl who had been killed by her stalker here and how they hadn't found her. There had apparently been claims of sightings of her in a white dress being seen. And so it was kind of like, oh, are you going to see her type of thing? Okay. So as they're walking, I saw along the gate a few times what I thought looked like black masses. Okay. Like almost like someone hunched in a dark, like, and again, my eyes are adjusting. I can see it's a full moon, so it is fairly well lit even through the cover, but it's not like clear even with my glasses. Okay. Even through my phone, it's not clear. The footage on my phone is probably like black. I don't know. I haven't checked it. So I see these and I'm just like, I literally narrate. I'm like, I'm just not going to look at that. That's not my fucking problem. I just need to keep walking straight. Okay. And then I heard something, or like I sensed something more than anything. And sure enough, it was the first, who was it the first time? It was, okay, I'm trying to remember who was first. Okay, it was, I think our guide first, and he tried to get me, and I was like, okay. Or it was the British guy, okay? Someone was first. I think it was the British guy, okay? Because I saw him, and he's tall, so I immediately knew it was him. He was like, ah, and I was like, okay. And then as I was walking, okay, again, I'm still not looking, I see white out of the corner of my eye, okay? And his wife, the British guy, whose wife had already gone, she was wearing a white jacket. So I start saying, are you good? I must be at the end or whatever. And she says something in Japanese that I don't understand. And I'm like, okay, that's not my problem. And I kept walking. And then I think our guide tried to get me. And I was like, nope. And I kept walking. So I never screamed. But I got to the end, and then later, one of the guides, they were like, oh, no, you didn't get scared. And I was like, no, I thought it was his wife. Like, I literally saw his wife. I was like, girl, I thought it was you. And she was like, no, he got me good. Like, and I was like, what the fuck? And so that was an actress. That was someone they hired, okay? That was an actress that they hired. But they also later said that, like, yeah, those actresses only speak Japanese. They don't speak a lick of English, okay? So me being like, oh shit. But they later, when they were like, oh wait, you engaged? You said something to her? Yeah, you're fucked. They're gonna get you. Because basically by all yokai lore, basically, or, like urban legend lore in Japan culture, like if you acknowledge or address at all, you're kind of fucked. That part's, you're done. It doesn't matter that I kept walking. I engaged. Okay. She later came back. She did not like come close to the group, which I thought was funny. She just kind of stayed a little bit of ways back. But that's where, if you go on my Instagram, there are photos from me at this tour, and the ghost girl is behind me in the background. So I was doing like where's this ghost? I was doing the little Velma moment. Yeah, but I thought that was funny. Did you see someone Molotov Sam Altman? I heard I heard they tried to get him twice. Yes, I did see. I've also seen all of the warehouse fires. So. I lived in an Airbnb in Hokkaido once, and all four of our friends were chilling in the ground floor living area, and then we all heard crashing footsteps upstairs, but we were sure no one was up. No, see, that's the thing. Like, the ghost tour, I was like fully like, I was excited for it because I love doing ghost tours, but I also am of the opinion that like Japanese and like Asian ghosts, they don't give a shit if you don't believe in them or not. It doesn't matter. Like, if they want to get you, they'll get you, you know? But like, even like we walked back to the train station, and then I walked back to my ryokan for the night by myself in the dark. You know, it was fine. There's a video of it on TikTok if you want to see it. Although one of our guides, as I was walking, and I'm like, I'm talking on the phone, I hear, Amanda, or Swell. Do you call me Swell? He may have called me Swell, because they've seen my channel at that point. He ran up and he was like, are you going to the Red Line? I was like, oh no, I'm walking to my hotel. He's like, oh, you walked here? Yeah. He's like, I swear I'm not stalking you. And I was like, I know, but in my head I'm thinking, bro, we just heard like several stories involving stalkers. Why would you even say that to me? Why would you even say that to me? I get what he meant, because what he was asking was like, oh wait, here, and he asked me to tap my phone to his so that I could get the like Google reviews, and so I could do a review. And then he was like, oh, but if you do post photos, like please don't include the photos with the ghost girl, because we do like to keep that a secret. It was like totally cool. And then he walked back, like didn't try and follow me or anything like that. But I was just like, bro. Like, that's one of those things where I was like, I don't know if this is a language barrier thing. Not the time. I got what he meant. He was like, oh, I swear I wasn't like following you. Because he was walking to the red line, and so he saw me walking, and so he was worried I was going the wrong direction. I was like, no, I'm going to, my Ryokan's down the way. Like, so, yeah. No, Whiskey, I don't think so. Whiskey is asking if there's all these different superstitions and ghosts that like they would still have to follow the laws of whatever the other side there is. No, because I do think that whatever your belief system is, like I think culturally, religiously, things like that, I think everyone has their own beliefs of the afterlife. And like their own beliefs on like how conscious we are at death, you know. And things like that. So I don't think the rules would be the same. I think it is pretty dependent on belief systems, you know. US ghosts only care if you acknowledge them. Us ghosts or US ghosts? We were so alerted the whole night, lol, yeah. Not a good time with that joke. United States, like white Americans. Yeah, I mean, if you acknowledge them. I don't know, because I've had some spooky shit happening, and I've like been like, listen, I'm not gonna fucking do this with you. I really don't have to, I have homework to do. Like, I really don't have time for you to like be fucking with the door. And then like whatever was happening genuinely stopped. So like, I don't know if it's like, because I acknowledged it. I acknowledged this weird freaky thing of like, I know I'm alone in this house and this door is opening. There's no windows open. I know that this door is creaking. We were staying with, this was like in the period of like, we didn't have a place to live. So we were bunking at like friends' houses and things like that. And so I was alone in like our aunt's house or whatever, or like a family friend's house. And I was doing homework on the bed or something. And like the door just like, and I was like, hello. And I texted my dad. I was like, hey, are you in my bag? He's like, yeah, I'm getting your brother. Da, da, da. No one else was staying there. There's no pets. And I was just like, hey, I really don't have fucking time for a ghost thing right now. I have homework. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? Like, I was freaked out, but I was like, I don't have fucking time to be freaked out. I really need to get this fucking done. I just find it fascinating how every culture has so many rules you should know dealing with the supernatural. I mean, in most cultures, I would say, as soon as you engage and like address a ghost, there is a level of it's attaching to you in some capacity because you have acknowledged its existence. You have acknowledged that this is a thing that you can see. Hell, I think in even like certain like animes, it's like, oh, can you see that? That's not good. Okay, you can see that? That's bad. It's really bad. It's better if you can't see that, okay? It's better if you can't see that. You know, so it's a level of like, it's like eye contact with the ghost. It's talking to a ghost. It depends. I'm wondering if even if it's like the ghost believes that you are talking to it, you know? Between Christians about what spirits or ghosts versus ghosts are due in YouTube comment sections a couple of days ago, so not people in the same religion agree. Yeah, no, I'm sure there's so much differentiation in Christianity, Catholicism. I mean, you could meet anyone from a religious group, and like you talk to even the young versus the old. Like some like the belief in like the Holy Ghost and things like that. Like there's so much variation, I would say. You scared the ghost with academic. Do you want to do my math homework? I don't think so. Do you want to do algebra? I don't. I trauma dump on ghosts. I'm sus of LOL. Same with spiders. They don't pay rent and stress me out while I maintain the home. Okay. I hope you have a therapy license here. I got LOL. There you go. So I rent the bottom of the pot I was roasting my veggies. Do you think I can save this broth if I transfer? Ooh, it depends. Broth, maybe. You may have to transfer to a new pot. Is anything else burnt, or you just burnt the bottom of the pot? Because if it was a sauce, I would say probably not, because if it's burnt on the bottom, you can taste it on the top. Broth, though, I'm not certain. I don't know. But sauce, definitely you would taste it. Okay, should I talk? Because that was that one. What's another one? Okay, let me tell you guys about the Japanese streamer that tried to get me before I had my coffee. So, I'm not staying in Shinjuku again. I don't recommend staying in Shinjuku. Even if you're someone that likes to party and go out to bars, I am not. I don't recommend staying in Shinjuku. Visiting Shinjuku, sure. There's a reason Shinjuku, what's it called? Like, it's cheaper to stay there. I don't recommend it. It was fine. I was fine. But I'm also a bitch. So, I have no problem telling someone to leave me the fuck alone. I know some of you do not have that ability, and that's okay. We can get there. But I don't recommend doing it while you're in a foreign country. If you haven't worked that muscle yet. The first time you deal with it, I don't recommend it when you're in a foreign country across the world. Okay? If you're afraid of confrontation, I don't recommend it. Okay? So, I was walking there was no breakfast at the hotel I was staying at the time. And I was like, I'm going to go get like an actual breakfast. So I was walking to a place called Flippers that was on Google Maps. I was like, this looks good. And then I got there and the line was long. So I ended up just going to like a cafe inside a mall nearby for the station. But as I was walking there, I was like, oh, I'd already heard about, I think it's called Nanpa culture. Is that it? Let me get it. I'd been warned about it. Yes, Nanpa. Also transliterated as Nampa in Japanese culture is a type of flirting and seduction popular among teenagers and people in their 20s and 30s. When Japanese women pursue men in fashion similar to Nanpa, it's called Gyakunin. Basically, it's become a thing of like semi-aggressive flirting in general. And a lot of the people, I was warned about it in Shinjuku. And that's not what I think this was. But that's what I was like, I'm just going to walk. I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm willing to be a bitch. Okay? Because it was early mornings, and there was a lot of people, like, not prowling, that's not the word, but it was just, like, assessing the people walking around, you know? Like, it was early morning, most things aren't open yet, and there was people out that I'm like, okay, you're not trying to get me into a bar to drink, so what are you doing meandering the way that you are, you know? And so I was walking, and I saw this man, and he had a selfie stick with his phone, and he was streaming. And immediately I should have made a U-turn. But he saw me and he walked up and he was like, "Hi, are you Japanese speaking?" And I was like, "Nope, gotta go." Kept walking. And he was like, "But you're so beautiful." I'm like, "That's nice. I'm gonna go." Kept walking. So I'm in a little bit of a stream for some Japanese man. But yeah, I don't want to know where that was going to go. That's not my problem. Not my business. So I made a little TikTok about that right after. I was like, I haven't even had my fucking coffee yet. I should have started barking at him. I am also willing to bark at men. That's also a thing that I think you should be doing. Because why are you... No. Ultimate Foe, you won the Swell Grand Prix. Oh, I'm so sorry. Mace, did I not get you? Mace, you won the Swell Grand Prix. I'm so sorry. I think I missed you. Mace, you won the Swell Grand Prix. Ultimate Foe, you won the Swell Grand Prix. Sorry about that. I heard Shinjuku is infamous with a lot of these. Yeah, unfortunately, even while I was there and I was already staying in Shinjuku, because I stayed in Shinjuku, then I went to a Disney hotel, and then I went back to a different hotel in Shinjuku. And the hotels were fine. Like, I want to make it clear it was not a problem. The APA I stayed at in Shinjuku, it was Kabukicho Tower. Would not stay there again. Not because it wasn't clean or anything like that, because that's what I need. I need a place to sleep and I need a clean place to get clean. That's it. That's it. Okay, I need a place to film, which is why I'm not staying in a capsule hotel, which is why I'm not staying in a hostel. I need a place I can be alone, and I need a place I can film. That's my thing, okay? I need recharge time. I am an introvert. I play an extrovert on TV. That's it, okay? So that's why I don't do hostels. I get some people giving me shit for not doing hostels. Everyone has their own fucking tolerances for shit. I don't know what to fucking tell you, okay? But also, I was on the 8th floor of this hotel of like 12, and it was so fucking loud outside. And I wasn't even on like the main street of like where the streets are, but like if like there was sirens and an announcement going off at one point at like 3 a.m. that was so loud I thought they were calling for us to be evacuated, and it wasn't. I managed to go back to sleep, but it was just like every noise I heard constantly. It was not a good night's sleep when I was there, so I probably wouldn't stay there again, you know? My friend stayed in one for the entire time in Nagoya, and they are feminine presenting, but they use they them. They were on the women's floors, and it was formerly just a men's capsule hotel, and then it became gender neutral, but the floors are separated, including like the bathrooms are separated, the laundry room I think is separated as well. So they didn't have any issue. They were like, this is perfect and fine for me. I just need a place to film. Like, I can't film in a capsule hotel, so I need a hotel room. Abroad, lived in Shinjuku area. I will say I'm 5'10" and was barely ever hit on. I'm also super not shy and super extroverted. That is apparently a superpower of protection in Japan. Yeah. I mean, me just being able to have like a resting bitch face, but then also like, hi, you know, like, I am 5'2", but that was the only like actual like semi-confrontation thing that happened, I would say. I had like a grand old time. I really had a good time. That was the only time where I was just like, Jesus. And like that happened like the first morning I was in Shinjuku, and I was like, is this gonna be the entire fucking time? It literally never happened again. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm acknowledging it because I know some of you would have that question maybe. If you're ever like, oh, would you stay there again? I will not be staying in Shinjuku again when I go back. There's just no need for me to do it. I liked visiting it. It's a very central, it's a easy station to get to. It's an easy station to get around with, but I can stay in other places. Low key, I think he was vertical streaming. I can't remember. I have big friends that use me as a mandaturn. When going out, they'd pay for my food and I'd drive them around and mean mug everyone. There you go. Good night. Night. Yeah, but a lot of the content that I've seen, because like while I was in Japan, like all of my Reels was trying to get me to go to China. I was like, hey, can you stop? I've just spent 3 weeks in Japan. I do not have China money now, okay? I don't. As nice as it looks, as fun as I think it would be, I don't have money for China right now. Please, please refrain from showing me all the beautiful things I'm missing out on in China, okay? Please. Didn't get anything for South Korea, which I thought was interesting. See, stations, I do not have a problem with. You guys, I'm the fucking train whisperer. The buses, I sorted out after one fuck up, okay? And the fuck was minor. I fixed it quickly, okay? I'm kind of a god when it comes to public transportation in Japan. I don't know why. I don't know. I sorted it out. It's really straightforward. I'm going to make a video for the Swell Shenanigans page because I have a lot of people asking questions. And like when I went to, in 2025, a few other creators went to the Japanese Grand Prix and were like really stressed out about the trains, and they were all messaging me. And so I'm probably going to make a video of like, hey, here's my experience as someone that doesn't usually use public transportation like this. Here's everything that I would want to know. And you might be too afraid to ask, you know, because there's some things that I think that locals or people who grew up with public transportation may not think about because it's second nature to them, you know. If you've grown up around public transportation, like Scootish had no problem with it because he lived in New York, you know, like he was like, this is very similar. I'm geographically challenged. That's fine. We have this magical thing called Google Maps. I have dyslexia. I'm not memorizing station names. I'm not doing it, okay? I'm not gonna be like, wow, let me do it. Like some, sure, okay? But like, I need Google Maps. And you know what? Google Maps is really it's idiot proof. Google Maps really is idiot proof. They make it really easy. Hell, the trains make it easy. But you know, it's one of those things. I did not do the rubber stamps around the stations. I wanted to, and I didn't. I wish I had. I literally bought a little journal for it because I was like, I want a pocket journal because my notebook was too big. So I bought a little pocket journal, but I did not. I did go to the train museum. I really like the train museum. Was my favorite thing. Ah, that's nice. I will say, being 5'2", I did feel tall in Japan. I did get a bento box from the, not Shinjuku station, it was Kyoto station, because I took the Shinkansen from Kyoto to Tokyo. Side note, or wait, no, was that one? Yes. No, I also took the Nagoya to Kyoto. I took the Shinkansen, but I also, my 2 hour, that was only 30 minutes. The 2 hour one I took from Kyoto to Tokyo. Side note, the way that people on TikTok truly had me believing that a train monster was going to come out of the tracks and prevent me from catching my proper train with my reserved seat on it. That was easy as hell. Okay? It was really straightforward. As long as your best bet, okay, truly, if you were going to Japan and you're like, oh my God, I'm so worried about X, Y, and Z, your number one tool is patience. Patience with this new experience and patience with yourself, okay? You do not rush. Oh my God, we need to be out of here by this time. Don't do that. Give yourself time until you figure things out. Do not be rushing to the airport. Hey, my train is at 11:20, okay? Do not get there at 11, okay? Give yourself a little bit more time, because if you're just now getting this, you're probably gonna have to walk, you're probably gonna have to take 6 more stairs, you have a suitcase, now you have to find an elevator, you have to find an escalator. Just don't do it to yourself. Give yourself buffer time to sort things out. You'll be fine. It really is idiot proof as long as you give yourself time and patience. Also, if you miss your train, you're fine. The first 2 trains in the Shinkansen are the unreserved seats. Just go over there if you missed your train. You're fine. It'll be fine. Oh yes, also, Shinkansens, when that time says like 11:20, that's not the car gets there at 11:20. That's when it leaves, okay? 11, whatever, for the Shinkansen specifically, for the bullet trains, whatever time it says, that's when the doors are closing, whether you're in your seat or not. It doesn't matter. So, be there early. Like this, it really is straightforward once you like get it, you know? It was really funny to have, see, like I really had no like anti-foreigner sentiment. The only rudeness I experienced in Japan was from other foreigners working in various hotels and konbinis. However, they were not like Americans where I experienced this, so I don't know if it was rudeness or if it was this is how they learned English, and it's just a very like brute's not the word, like gruff English, so it comes across as rude to me, you know, but it may not have been rude, you know what I'm saying? Terse, yeah, terse might be the word. Gruff, just like not even blunt's not even the right word, but like even something as simple as like, this is a room key. Do you know what that is? It's like, yeah, I do. Yes, I've stayed at hotels before. Thank you. Like, informal. I don't even know if it was informal. Maybe it was like I chose not to take it personally ever. Like it was never. I was like, I've done nothing. I I am a very conscientious traveler. I am a polite person. I am, like I said, patient. You know, the only time people were testing my fucking patience was the fucking littering. I was gonna strangle someone, okay? I'd rather be in 30 minutes and know I'm in the right place than be rushing in a panic. Exactly. And like every person that I saw that missed their bullet train, they were rushing. They had like 5 people and a child, and they had like 80 suitcases. I was always fine. The only other thing that I would say is if you were ever going from, say, a station to a hotel and it says, hey, take a bus, do not do it. If you have a big suitcase, a little carry-on, if that's all you have, that's one thing, okay? But like if you have a big checked bag suitcase, don't take it on the bus. Just don't be the asshole. There's signs everywhere telling you, hey, please don't do this. But people still did it. And that is the thing that I see. I saw a lot of locals complaining about. I don't know if you guys have been on Twitter, but there's like a translation thing right now. So a lot of like, I was getting a lot of Japanese Twitter. I still am, which I like because I do like seeing that perspective because I'm getting a lot of foreigners in Japan, but also a lot of like locals in Japan. But I was also on Portuguese Twitter a little bit. And it's because the auto translate, it's like really like organizing everything by keywords versus like language. You know what I'm saying? Which I do think is interesting. I personally like it because I do like that type of the internet where it is like a global melting pot of like information. And I do like seeing what other people are worried about in their countries or complaining about or like what the news is and things like that. Like I started following this one account that was talking about how a polyamorous couple apparently is scamming their third out of money because there is a law in Japan, a little known law, that you can sue your partner's other woman for like financial and emotional distress for trying to break up your marriage, even though they were apparently in a throuple. I was like, this is gold. I need to read more. That's gold. So that's been interesting. But that's one thing that I see the most complaints about is like, hey, stop bringing your fucking luggages on the bus is the main thing that I see. But it's like a small luggage. I had my big backpack, which was my personal item, was my carry-on item as well, which was my big like pink purple backpack. It's purple, but everyone calls it pink. I just plopped it in my lap if I ever had it with me. But my big suitcase, I just took a taxi. I would say in total, not counting the few taxis I took, and even then, if we were counting the few taxis, it would probably come to, not counting my transport from the airport the first time, was probably about, so taxi transport, maybe $30 in total, if that, okay? In total, because I had the Kintetsu Rail Pass. I did have a JR Pass. I never picked it up. Once again, I did not realize. I got the paperwork. I paid for it. I paid not worth it. I don't think a JR Pass is worth it. I don't think so. I've had some people tell me like, it's totally worth it. Unless you're taking the bullet train constantly or the JR lines constantly. I rarely needed to take them. So I was fine. I got a mobile Suica, which is an IXC card. I was able to get it when I was in Kyoto. I just added it to my phone. It was really easy to deal with. I mainly got it for the buses. And then I was like, oh, I can do this at all the train stations too. You know, and I was rock starring it with this thing, okay? You don't need a JR Pass. I don't think it's worth the money. Unless you are truly like zigzagging city by city daily, it's not fucking worth it. Just get a mobile Suica if you would like, or a regular IC card. The mobile Suica was easier while I was already there. I was like, this is easy. Loaded up with cash. In total, the entire time I was there, public transport-wise, that I actually used was probably about $30 to $40, maybe, for the entire time that I was in Japan. That's 3 weeks, which someone's like, Amanda, that's a lot for public transportation. I was on buses. I was on trains. I would go to one place for dinner and another place for 3 different museums. You know, I was zigzagging up and down. I was all over the place, you know. You are a foreign, and therefore the Japanese people assume you will not know all customs. You get wiggle room to be a little rude culturally, assuming you are generally polite, pleasant. I don't think I was rude. Dude, I really do try my best. I really do. So I understand Gaijin Pass. However, I don't know what I would have fucked up for. If you're talking about the thing on the bus, if that's what you're referencing. I just avoided things as much as I could. I did see the clips, Scootish. How the fuck does that happen? Also, everyone shames Scootish for not coming to Japan. Scootish, I became the train master without you. Scootish, I became the train master. I have the full movie, of course you do. Everyone, can we start a rumor that Scootish is the one that hacked Nickelodeon? Soup bars are shaking with your turn. They are. Boo Scootish, why didn't we go to Japan? For the record, if Scootish had given me an answer when I first asked him, the money part would have been less of a problem. Scootish waited to give me an answer until after the Cheeto-in-Chief decided to start an oil war for no fucking reason. I went to a Giants versus Swallow games at the Tokyo Dome. That was very fun. I love, you know what, as a feminist, the MLB should have cheerleaders. American baseball, you know what? I want women to have jobs. I want women to have employment. So really, we should bring cheerleaders to American baseball. That was very fun. Did you buy a physical Suica card? No, I got a mobile Suica. So my mobile Suica technically expires in September. I was using that mobile Suica like it was like, bing. It was really nice because it was really easy to reload with money too. I just reloaded it from like my other. I was able to add it to my Apple Wallet. It's really easy. Amanda's a pro woman working. But you mentioned how nice everyone was except other foreigners. Ah, I see. No, I mean, I should just say, it's not so much that everyone was nice, I should say, 1010, because I was mostly just, like, ignored. Like it was mostly, like, it was most Japanese people that I find, unless you instigate a conversation, they're not going to instigate a conversation with you, you know? The only time that I was truly, like, instigated would be, like, restaurants or something like that. The only time that it wasn't, like, I physically entered a restaurant and I'm like, hello. Sumimasen, you know. Konnichiwa. That's it. You know, that other than that, only one time was I in Kiyomizu, I believe, in Kyoto. I walked there from my hotel, which was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. I should have taken the bus. That was before I got the Suica card sorted. But I was like looking around. I was like, maybe I should eat over here. I should eat. And I was looking at a menu, and a woman popped her head out, and she's like, hi, yes, we are open. For one? And she, like, borderline dragged me into this udon shop. It was good. There was, like, there was only one other there was only, like, one other mother and daughter in there. So I was like, you know what? I'll eat her. She was very nice. I guess I just attracted the train talkers. Yeah, no one spoke to me, dude. It's part of that. Ah, I see. As vending machines take it, so I'd ran out way faster than I expected. Ah, I see. I mean, that was helpful to, like, get the number down, because once you load money onto your mobile Suica, you can't get that money back. So I do think there's still probably, like, 300 yen on mine, but, like, that's, what, $5 right now, if that? The Halan udon looks so good. Okay, so I went to 2 halal udon spots, which, side note, my friends who are Muslim are messaging me like, sister? And I was like, hi. But no, like, a few of them were bookmarking it. But the first one that I went to in Shinjuku was this guy, Ken, on TikTok. He has this halal ramen spot in Shinjuku, and he was like, hello, I am Ken. This is my ramen spot. We welcome everyone. Not many people know that we are here. Every single video is like the same thing of him in his shop talking about how they speak English and they have halal ramen basically. And the times that they open, and that not many, then all tourists are welcome and things like that. So I was like, you know what? I admire entrepreneurship. He like hit my feed like several times, so I went over there. And it was good. I got like a deal that was like 2 pieces of Wagyu sushi, the Wagyu ramen, and then 2 pieces of fried chicken. Again, not a big fried chicken person. So I did have like one of them. I didn't finish the chicken. Everything else I finished. But the crispy fry on that chicken was perfect. I'm just not a fried person, you know? But that was very good. He was very nice. He had no idea who I was, and he was like, hi, can I take a photo for our Instagram? It's like, sure. Do you want me to hold the ramen bowl? And he was like, I can take a photo for you. I was like, sure. So we have a selfie together as well, which I thought was very funny. He was very nice. Shout out Ken. I mean, lots of people wanted to practice their English on me. Yeah, I didn't have that. The only time that someone else ever like instigated it is when I was at the manga museum, they had like a cafe next door, and I went in and I was like, hello, can I get this? And the worker spoke no English, and she was trying to communicate with me that like they need time and that it won't be ready for like, they can't like make a new order for 30 minutes. And this Japanese grandmother approaches. She was like, I speak English. What? How long? 30 minutes. I was like, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. You know, and I walked out. I was like, that's okay. Like, no problem. That was the only time that someone like approached me in that way. Hi, that's a horrible way to start a sentence. Did you hear what happened in Missouri? Can we be more specific? Are you talking about, are you referencing clown attacks? What? In the year of 2026, I'm wearing shorts. No one freak out. What do you mean? I thought you were going to tell me about another warehouse fire. What do you mean we have more clown attacks? Literally, clown attacks 2016 is what pops up when I search it. There's no way. I'm looking right now. Is this real? There's 2 weeks ago. Okay, there's one at a New York City mosque. Okay, I'm seeing nothing. Did it just happen? Gotcha. They were pranking you? Oh, so funny. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Let's see. Oh no, it was hey, guys, I don't think this is I'm so sorry. You guys misunderstand this dynamic here. Clown attacks, 4 dead is not a fucking prank. Oh my God, concept. Yeah, no, we're making it a ban. I would like a ban on that one. I'm so sorry. I don't understand how a prank references dead people. When there's like actual war happening. Like, I'm almost like taken aback because I'm like, who the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Let's see. Was that their only... reason a child was in the chat? Were they a child? I can't even check their chat log history. I don't know, I was assuming LMAO. No other chats. Okay, yeah. So again, hi, welcome in. Someone else on Twitter is being a little too familiar with me right now, including I made a reference about a some of you guys have hi, we're reestablishing boundaries because I've also gotten some fucking weird emails from you guys lately, okay? Some people are misunderstanding. Hi, I am a YouTuber. I also stream on Twitch. I know we chat, so you think you know a lot about me, but you don't know me. You don't know everything that I do, okay? But there's boundaries, okay? You're never going to demand shit of me. You're never going to open up a dialogue with me. You're never going to do things like a prank with dead people. Haha. Funny. Okay? We need to I know I've been gone for 20 days for you guys, but like let's bring it down a minute, you know? In this community as a fun general reminder. Swell is not your friend, chat. Let's keep an eye on parasociality, you know. Someone on Twitter, so on Twitter, I posted about how, because someone said, what unpopular opinion can put you in this position? And someone said, unpopular opinion, when women can literally die from giving birth. It is serious. Stop telling women to have kids like it's nothing. And I quote tweeted that, and I said my dad's ex-girlfriend got it in her head in the end of 2024 that it would be a great idea for me to have a baby, and brought it up for the entire month of December. And frankly, I should have been meaner about it. I didn't even call her a fucking weirdo, and that was weirdo shit. So there's that. So tell me why the only reply to that tweet, okay? It's got 584 likes because that's fucking weirdo shit, okay? But I want to know what a baby would look like between you and Dean Winchester. There must be some kind of app for that. Again, I've blocked my own mother. I will block you too. Like this is like there's. You guys are gonna have to start calling me Chapel Roan the way I'm enforcing these boundaries. Like I'm going, like we're not, like everyone needs to not lose their fucking minds with me. I don't know what's in the water. I've been getting some weird fucking emails, some very parasocial emails, but they clearly think they're not being parasocial. And I've been getting a lot of demands of me. And I understand that in times like this, where there's a lot of scary things happening in the world, it makes sense to some people to feel like, okay, well, what can I do within my control? Oh, I can get Swell Entertainment, who seems very receptive and willing to learn and do X, Y, and Z, to get her to do what I want, because then I will feel like I have accomplished something, okay? And I'm not going to do what you want, because this is not important. It just is not, okay? I'm not, the bio being, have you lost your mind? Brother, look within. I literally quote tweeted it and said, hi, so this is insane. And they liked it. So I don't think they got that I thought they were being crazy. For an app they made? No, I don't think so. So everyone's lost their fucking minds. And I will say, as much as I love being in Japan for, like, you know, the culture, the food, the scenery, the cherry blossoms, I loved it. My peace and quiet of my alone time, and people leaving me the fuck alone. It was lovely, okay? I loved not being on my phone 24/7. I loved logging the fuck off, okay? The thing is as well, I feel like so many people are too online and they don't want to admit that they're too online. I don't know if you guys know who Walker Scobell is. Walker Scobell is a teenager who plays Percy Jackson on the Percy Jackson Disney Plus show, okay? He is a teenager, okay? he had to make a statement about how he is not going to his prom because people were sending death threats to any girl that he has ever interacted with in his personal life that could potentially go to his school or be in his neighborhood. Again, this is a fucking teenager. Everyone needs to fucking, what is a voice actor, okay? Got a letter from a man obsessed with the child character that she voices because the actress has talked about how she is supportive of like this one in-show ship. And so he sent her a letter about how that's his wife, actually, this child character, and that they are in love. And so it breaks his heart. How dare you try and keep them apart? Sent that to her email. Everyone's lost their fucking minds. And everyone needs to go touch grass. Honestly, as someone whose job is the internet, nuke it. Nuke it. We're done. We need a reset because everyone's lost their fucking minds, okay? Everyone's lost their fucking minds. Also, a few of the fans reaching out. Yeah, I want to make it very clear, okay? I don't think this person is in chat. I got an email, okay, about a video from 2 years ago, okay, that claimed that I spread in that video harmful misinformation about a certain group, okay, a community. Not even like a subgroup, not like a minority group, just like like a genre of a culture, okay? Like not even like subculture, let me put it that way, okay? And again, this video is 2 years old. People from that subculture have been like, this is great. Thank you for coming and checking out our event, whatever. Okay. However, this email said that I had spread borderline harmful misinformation, but would not go into detail about what was apparently incorrect. However, if I would like to follow up with her so we could work on a video to correct this or discuss a correction, no. Because if it was serious, you would have told me what it was. Hey girl, here is an untrue fact that you put in your video. We need to fix this immediately. First sentence. Hey, love your videos. This is completely wrong. Okay? Totally get that. Would fix it. Okay? I assumed that would have happened sometime in the last 2 years, but it hasn't. Instead, it was someone trying to get me to follow up with them about just tell me what the thing is. Okay? Because I know that video. I know exactly what I said in that video. I know what I didn't show in that video. Someone would have told me by now, okay? This person specifically said her boyfriend was in that group too. Like, so I'm so sorry. It's giving my girlfriend's a nurse. Like it's like, so I know how to take care of a heart attack. Like it was driving me insane. But also I am not opening up you're not going to open up a dialogue with me, okay? I don't know you like that. I appreciate people giving me corrections and informations and things like that. That's not what this was. This was someone trying to open up a dialogue and a communication. I'm not going to do that with you, okay? I have to set boundaries. You do not command my time. That's not what this is. It's giving my dad works in day after clout. Why be so vague? I don't know, because they reference some of the other things that I talk about. Like, they definitely watched the video. It was a very odd email. It was not formatted well. I got an email about the looks maxing video as well that I thought was funny. That one was a lot. Hold on. That one I'll read because I already posted that on my close friends story and I was laughing at them. This was a dude. Looks maxing video issue. Good afternoon. I hope this email finds you well. My name is blank from Queens, New York, and I watched you video on looks maxing video, and I respect your opinion on it. I, however, disagree of the fact this method is misogynistic, racist, nor illegal. You see, there is a male loneliness epidemic, and most men want to get laid, find a girlfriend, and start a family. Looks maxing is a method for guys to get women to hook up with, better yet, find a girlfriend or a wife, because 80% of women, like yourself, are attracted to the top 20% of men. The top 20% of men are considered highly attractive, parentheses, physically, financially successful, and in better social status. The main part is the most important thing to attract women and find love is looks. Thank you for taking the time to read my email. At no point in my looks maxing video did I ever say it was illegal to be a looks maxer. I probably referenced that some of the steroids were gained via illegal methods, or that the meth that Clavicular was doing was probably not copacetic. It was such a wild way to be like, you will never date me, so be nice. There's always so much. Some of these emails are always like, the ones from men are usually like very upset that I, as a woman, have the audacity to insult a man, because typically they think that they had a chance with me in some capacity, and then something I said in a video made them realize, oh, I do have self-esteem and standards for myself, and that therefore they don't qualify. That's usually it. Gee, I wonder where he got that 80-20 stat. Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry. Listen, we have so many more important things. Novel Taco, I'm not worried about that right now. I don't care about those two. I really don't. Also, some of us are attracted to women. Yeah. Like, I love and that's the thing. Like, Anarchy tells me stop reading emails. But I do like getting emails from viewers, like, because I've gotten some really beautiful ones, like, referencing, like, you know, because of you, I went to a concert by myself. You were right. I made friends. Like, it wasn't scary. I'm going on my first road trip by myself. Like, I love getting those messages, or like, hey, I went and found this event based off your recommendations. I loved it. I love getting emails where it's like, hey, I went to an event that was really well done. I love things like that. Or, hey, I'm at this event. If you were thinking of covering it, like, please let me know if you need anyone to talk to. Like, I get a lot of those. That's fine. It's just like, I don't know. Again, I'm at a point in audience size where, unfortunately, a subset of my audience does not realize they do not know me. I am not their friend, and I am not their dancing monkey. And sometimes they make demands of me that is just not a thing, that it's just not going to happen. I can't be the perfect person. I just can't, you know? Men like that email, you know, there's a male loneliness epidemic and women just want men who look good, and looks maxing is helping me look better. Same men, why do women keep calling me shallow and dumping me? No, it's a lot of these men that do looks maxing. I talked about this. They're scary looking. I openly in my video, literally in intro, I'm like, hey, I have to talk about this guy's looks, and I think he's scary as shit to look at. He makes me uncomfortable to look at. Like, and that goes over their head. It's like, no, he's hot. Or like, my favorite is when women are like obsessed with a certain guy, or like a guy, like a celebrity gets super shredded, and they like post the before and after, and women are like, he was hotter before. Oh no. And men are like, you're wrong. And it's like, well, no. Most women that I know, especially adult women, are not into like the super shredded, like 6-pack look. Okay. The super beefy look or whatever. Most of us don't care, you know? Yeah, literally in Kenny Valley. Yeah. Ollie Murr. Sometimes some guys aren't meant to be shredded. Same way some men aren't meant to have hair. There's there's like a subreddit or something where it's like going bald or whatever. And it's like guys who are like dealing with thinning. They finally shave their heads, and without fail, they get hotter. Because the holding on to the hair is detracting from your ability to reach your full potential. Just shave the head. See what happens. If you don't like it, get a toupee. It'll be fine. But the holding on to the hair is not working. It's a pillow. You know what's not comfy? Washboard abs. Yeah. No, I like strength. Like I am attracted to people that are taller and bigger than me. But like my type in women is women that could kick my ass. I'm way more into like a muscular woman than I am into a muscular man. But I don't like I don't like someone that looks like they do roids. I don't. It's not attracted to me. It stresses me out. You know, I also have a lot of things, guys, that are weird because I'm the child. I was an abused child. Like I have things that are like, they don't really make sense when I'm explaining them, but they make sense to me, you know? Like I have a lot of aversion to random shit. I like Thor 1 movie, Chris Hemsworth the best. You know what's nice? Laying on my partner's comfy tummy. Yeah. Girls don't like fluffy. What do you mean girls don't like fluffy dudes? What do you mean? I saw a woman more than a head taller than me at the Red Fair on Saturday. That was surprising in a good way. Like, if you want to see what a lot of women are attracted to, go on Twitter. Go on lesbian Twitter. Do you guys see how everyone's obsessed with Christina Koch and her arms on the Artemis mission? There's a video of the Artemis crew working out, and lesbians were foaming at the mouth because they realized she had a back tattoo and she was doing pull-ups. Maki Zenin, okay? My ideal type for women, okay? For women who love men, as I myself am a lesbian, but when I hear a girl say I like guys who are strong, I don't think 1% body fat, super shredded, fucking six pack. Yeah. Like, fuck. Yeah, like I'm more like a farmer, cowboy build, you know, like a knight, you know, but I'm not thinking like Avenger, you know, like I'm not thinking like I'm so big I can't fit through a fucking door, you know? People, including women, like a wide variety of body types. Yeah. Like I think it's always really funny because I don't have a particular type, but like a lot of my friends do, and we do not. Like for example, me and Anarchy, we have drastically different types. Drastically. If I'm like, wait, they're cute. Anarchy's like, really? Meanwhile, Anarchy likes variations of her husband, and that is exactly it. That is the perfect man for her. If she's playing a video game, her chat can clock immediately. Or Lioness Batty, a golden retriever who is bashful and shy, an actual cryptid that collects shiny things. Did we all forget who the most popular Encanto character was? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true gym muscles. Yeah, like functional muscles. Like, have you guys seen those videos of bodybuilders versus like rock climbers? And like their grip strength difference, how they can handle things differently, their movability, like it's insane. Like, yeah, that's someone who is actively doing like a limber movement and is having to move their body weight and getting very lithe muscle versus someone who is actively trying to bulk up their muscles as much as possible. Has a physical Chris or vibes of Chris and no other options. Yeah. Okay, the other thing is, which I think this is something that like, I personally am not into a gym bro. Frankly, because it's very hard to get gym bros out of the fucking gym. There is very few things that sound less appealing to me, date-wise, than going to the gym together. If we happen to go to the gym together, that's one thing. But like the idea of a gym date, no. Because we're not talking. We're not connecting at all, you know? Like I'd rather go on a walk, like going and doing something like, oh, like let's go rock climbing together or something. That's one thing. But like going to the gym together, absolutely not. Gym bros are hard to get out of. The gym bro muscles, I'm like, okay, you're always in the gym. That's your first love. That's your first priority. Like your priority is always going to be your physical physique and not literally any other hobby. If your hobby is gym, we're not going to get along. Like, relationship-wise. We just won't. Give me more Katie O'Brien and men who will wear corsets. No, see, because I mean, at least for me, I am not into like the like lithe man. I do like a bigger dude. Like, yeah. But it's not like muscular Biggie, if that makes sense. The first time I met him because he scared me. Anarchy hated Asterion at first too. He grew on her. She loves them pathetic. Ultimate Foe, I think you're trying to get someone to say, I like a muscular build, but there's a lot of variation in build. There's a lot of variation in that. It's one thing to be someone unfit. It's another thing to be someone who lives at the gym. There is a middle in there. Yes, as someone that is fairly active, I would want someone who is healthy and fairly active, okay? But I don't spend all my time at the gym, so why would I be with someone that spends their time at the gym? The same way that I don't drink, so why would I meet someone at a bar? It's the same thing. You just gotta put it in the context. Night, Sonic. Gym roll my type, yeah. Don't tell Chris. Oh, he knows. Context in this economy? Yeah. As well as the chubby chaser. Again, not what I'm saying. Also, I've never chased a man, ever. I've never once chased a man. Okay, so Ultimate Foe, do you hear the first part of your sentence? When dudes constantly tell you that going to the gym and gym bods gets girls, I'm just curious to see if it's the true from a woman's point of view. Have you understood the statement, when men tell you this? No. Are there gym guys that get girls? Yes. However, do they also have a personality past being physically hot? Probably. Also, why is your goal to get girls? Do you not have other goals in life? I've decentered men. I've decentered women. I'm having a grand old time. If I find someone cool, that's where I'm at. Yeah, if you want to date women, never get dating advice from men. Like, if you ever find yourself logging onto a clavicular stream, an Andrew Tate stream, okay? You've already failed. You've lost. With Sonic and Weather. Okay, Ultimate Foe. Would she be at the gym? When you picture your ideal partner, do you meet her at the gym? Pick up a plump lady, but they do other things. My partner isn't fit, but damn, does he cook good. There you go. To get a girl singular? Yeah. Fuck a gym, personally. Yeah. I hate going to the gym. I'm going to go to my gym of my apartment building tomorrow because unfortunately Yuki Tsunoda is right. And unfortunately, the best way to deal with jet lag is working out. And I'm really mad at him for telling us that in a video that he did. I'm really fucking irritated because unfortunately it does work. So I will be running tomorrow, even though my feet and knees are mad at me from all the walking I did in Japan. Met my partner on a train and I would watch ocean documentaries for him if he asked. There we go. The ideal man is a male power fantasy more than anything else. Exactly. There is no ideal man. Speaking of which, do you know who Clavicular thinks is the ideal male view? Matt Bomer, a gay man. A man who does not get women because he is a gay man. Like, who are we listening to here? He is hot. He is hot. I agree. People to avoid at the gym, the dude bros who walk while flexing their lats to make their shoulders broader and argue about how long they can use equipment so he can get his gains. People to talk to at the gym, the biggest guy in there whose name is Terry and just wears his headphones until he hears someone mention cats and he's pulling out his phone with his 5 cats, Whiskers, Mittens, Socks, Teefs, and Casper. Yes, there you go. I just looked up. You can't look up Matt. You can't look up Matt without, okay, so you need to watch White Collar. You can't just look up Matt Bomer. You just can't look him up unprompted. Like, you do need... He's like physically, like, I'm not attracted to him, but it's like kind of one of those things where it's like I can understand like aesthetically he is attractive, but I am not attracted to him. It's not even just that he is a gay man. It's that, again, this is a very angular, pretty face. Very, like, Shrek Prince Charming. I'm not into that look. Who is this? I assume, yes, it is a white man. He's white, yes? Yeah, he looks white, but it's like one of those, you know, some Spanish people, you know, can look very pale. So I never know, but I do think he is white. He has always visibly appeared white to me. I didn't recognize his name, but I looked him up. Oh my gosh, I remember for a while he was like the top fan cast for Nightwing. Yes. He was a little older though at the time, I think was like the main thing for the fan casting. Then let go of the need. If a woman likes the gym or not, that's not what I look for. I'm all about hobbies and interests because that's what I care about myself. Can I be honest with you? For a while, this is not my personal like goal, okay? But do you know what a lot of people were really obsessed with for a little bit? Sleeper builds. Meaning you look totally normal in regular clothes. Like I have a few friends with sleeper builds, okay? They look very scrawny in clothing. And then there's a pool party and everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck? Okay, because they've got crazy sleeper builds, okay? That does it for a lot of people. Because they don't want to feel threatened on a day-to-day basis with the current state of the world, okay? With the current state of dating and men. So sleeper builds, I would say, is like the safe bet muscular-wise, you know? Does he look like he's about to be 49? Yeah, he's been in stuff for a while. Let go of the need to get ripped. You have answered your questions at this point. Let me put it this way, okay? If you are like, wow, like for example, right now, I'm on Operation Lock-In starting tomorrow. Ignore all the mochi I've been eating, okay? Operation Lock-In starts tomorrow. I am back on my no-buy. I am back on my workout grind. I'm back on my streaming grind, okay? But that's for me. None of what I want has anything to do with the pursuit of getting a romantic partner. Not a lick of it. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Okay? If you are like, I want to be shredded. I want to see what my body is capable of. I want to see if I'm capable of this commitment. I think it'll make me healthier if I do X, Y, and Z. Great. But if your goal is for the pursuit of getting women, you're gonna be disappointed. She's back to going to the grocery store. I went to the grocery store already. I did just buy bread and almond milk for my coffee. Also, guys, I think I'm getting rid of my Keurig. I did see a crazy photo of Keurig pods in a trash heap, and it did cause me psychological turmoil. So I will be getting rid of my Keurig. I will be recycling it. I will bring it to the recycling center. But I'm going back to the old school. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do pour over because I am a lazy person, but I might get a Mr. Coffee. I miss a Mr. Coffee. Do you guys remember those? I think they still have them. You can set them with a timer, which is cool. So like you can set up a Mr. Coffee so that like it goes off an alarm, so it starts making coffee before you even get up. So like as soon as you get up, it like you have a pot of coffee. I saw a podcast dude who basically said my woman should know I can beat the crap out of her because I'm stronger, but trust that I won't. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Like, it's one thing I know a lot of women that are like, hey, I don't need saving, but it would be cool to know that he could. You know, like in that concept. It's never something scary like that. Dropping the Keurig for you. I had a Chemex for a few years. I loved it. I think there are biodegradable pods out there. Dude, the photo I saw were the biodegradable pods. They were not biodegrading. They weren't biodegrading. They weren't. And the reusable ones don't work well, at least with my machine. I don't know what it is. I have the side tank one, and it never fits right. I've tried a couple of different reusable pods. They never fit right. As someone Aero Ace, you can enjoy life without thinking about getting a partner. I don't want a partner. I have amazing friends and family, and the gym is a great place to make community with guys. If you want to make other guy friends that also are into working out, make a little workout buddy group. In a clay pot? No. Surprised me after learning flushable wipes aren't flushable. Oh yeah, flushable wipes have never been flushable. I am so curious. Okay, so toilet paper in Japan is like the thinnest of thin one plies. Okay, like picture this thin plastic, thinner, but toilet paper. Okay, that's the toilet paper in all public bathrooms and all hotel rooms. Is it annoying? Yes. Do they have bidets everywhere? Also, yes. Those are great. Love a bidet. I am so curious how their plumbing system is. Some places have really weak plumbing, so I'm wondering if that's it, if that helps. But it's almost like mandated thin toilet paper land, which is fascinating. The grocery store, fun. Okay, we're gonna do a pause so I can use the bathroom. Be right back. I am here. Hello. Do you guys like my lunch? This is what I could get at the Seattle airport. No, this was my lunch. Now it's my 9 p.m. snack. Because 9 p.m. for me is actually 1 p.m. So technically, this is my lunchtime, in theory. Girl dinner. See, I've never been a Cheeto, like a regular Cheetos. I love a Cheeto Puff. I've never been a Flamin' Hot Cheeto Puff, though. I've never been into Flaming Hots. Your lunch for both time zones. My partner and I argue because they associate... Oh, there was this... When I was in Kiyomizu, there was this really funny... I took a photo of a mother and son because they were alone and they were trying to take a selfie. And I was like, do you guys want them together? And I got a photo of them. And then as I was like moving off to start making my walk back, I should have taken a bus. But like the Ubers were insane. So I was like, let me just walk. I shouldn't have done that. It was like a 45-minute walk. My legs were killing me. But I heard him go, so what are we having for dinner? And she's like, you just had dinner. And he was like, but what did I have for lunch? It's like, we didn't have lunch. Remember, we did that, and then now we just had dinner. No, so then that was my lunch. So now I need to have dinner. And that's all I heard of that conversation. She was like, well, no. It is lunchtime. Yeah, it is 9:17 p.m. here. See, I love spicy. I don't like hot, you know? I think that's what it is. Yes, I went to the Japanese Grand Prix in Japan. That's the main reason I went. And then I stayed 2 extra weeks because I love Japan. And on the homemade pizza, they kept putting a hot honey on all of them and was like, it's not always needed. And yeah, hot honey I think is one thing because it kind of like balances it out a little bit. But yeah, some things don't need. I love hot honey on like a burrata and prosciutto pizza, like something a little bougie, and then hot honey on top of it. Going to Japan is going to be my first overseas trip once I can afford it. Mood. I love it. I'm so excited for her. We did earlier in the stream, Moonrise, sorry. That mission makes me emotional, so we're not gonna. I cried a few times in Japan. I cried at Artemis 2. I blubbered a few times. And then I cried on what I call my day trip. If I tell this itinerary to my therapist, she's going to ask if I would like to revisit being assessed for autism. So I checked into my Disney hotel, okay? But the room wasn't ready. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and I'll come back. When do you be back? Oh, probably after like 5 or 6, maybe. So I can never get the true name right. So not far from my hotel was Lucky Dragon number 5 or Daigo Fukuru Maru, which is the tuna fishing boat that was in the danger zone of the illegal or unregulated U.S. hydrogen bomb testing for the only hydrogen bomb that has ever been tested and has the only casualty of a hydrogen bomb test. So I went to go, they have the boat. So I went to go see that. And I cried at one of the, I don't know why I'm fuzzy. Hold on, there we go. Am I too far? Is that what it is? So I cried. The ship, it's been in the museum since the 70s. The boat's been like, it's been refurbished. It's been used as a teaching vessel. Saw the ship again. Basically, Daigo Fukuru Maru, or Lucky Dragon number 5, was a Japanese tuna fishing boat with a crew of 23 men, which was contaminated by nuclear fallout from the United States Castle Bravo thermonuclear weapon test in Bikini Atoll on March 1st, 1954. The crew suffered acute radiation syndrome for a number of weeks after the Bravo test in March. All recovered from the immediate effects of the American test detonation except for Kuboyama Aikichi. Aikichi, I was right. The boat's chief radio man, who died on September 23rd, 1954 from complications of radiation sickness. I believe he was one of the older men on the ship as well. I believe he was in his 40s. A lot of the men were in their 20s at the time. Kuboyama is considered the first victim of the hydrogen bomb and of test shot Castle Bravo. Because what's crazy is there were also surrounding islands of the Bikini Atolls that also were drastically affected by this fallout. Basically, they had not just they're saying nuclear fallout. It was irradiated, carbonized coral that rained down for like 3 hours after the blast. The men had been asleep at the time. The flash woke them up. The shockwave hit them 7 minutes later. And then it rained down this ash for 3 hours, about on their clothes, in their hair, inside their clothing, on the decks of the ship. Their sickness symptoms started within a couple of hours. While I was there, it said that it took them almost like 2 weeks to get back to port. So imagine your whole crew is suffering from radiation sickness. So are you. And you then have to go through the arduous task of getting your boat back to port. Oh, and when they made it back to port, the hospital contacted the U.S. Hey, we have these men that are sick. What were you testing so we know how to treat them? And guess what we did? We stonewalled them because we're shitheads. Anyways, I cried because Mr. Kobayama's, which is exactly how he is credited on the signs, his line was, he said, let me see if they have the full quote. He said, "I hope I am the last casualty, the last person to die from an atomic or a hydrogen bomb." ever, basically, was one of his last words that he is quoted as. And so, yeah, I was like, I was crying in front of a tuna boat. It's a free admission if you ever decide to go. It's in a park. It's in a beautiful park. And it's free admission. You can just walk in. There was a woman working there. She came to check on me at one point, not because I was crying, because of like where I was. She was like, "Arigato gozaimasu." Like, that's it. Amanda, welcome back home. Yeah. The first thing my dad said to me when he picked me up from the airport, I was really fucking scared. I'm really glad you're home. But yeah, I cried. I got really emotional. And then thank you for following. I also got really emotional because they were doing an exhibit right now of some of the other islands that were affected by the nuclear fallout. And like a lot of the elders are like, we want our children to be able to go back home. Like a lot of them can't, like some of these islands are still not inhabitable or weren't for decades. And like children got sick, like people living there got sick because they also were affected because people were living there. Also, the hydrogen bomb left a crater on the ocean floor. It was 1,000 times more powerful than Nagasaki. The bomb dropped on Nagasaki. Like, what the fuck is wrong with us? Why the fuck are we insane? Oh, it was inside. We had this danger area. The danger area was like 20 times what they thought it was, because of course it fucking was. Oh, and they didn't tell anyone. So this was in he passed in he died in 1954. He is considered the first victim of the hydrogen bomb. I don't know if he's been classified as the last victim as well. But also here this was baffling. They had a whole display of all the nuclear testing, hydrogen, atomic, in air, underground, etc., mapped out by country over the years. And the USSR and the USA, we were putting in numbers. Literally for 1 year, which I think this is the year. I can't remember if it was right before. I have the video. It was right before the war or after the war. But they literally added a strip of paper, a strip of plastic to go up to the ceiling to calculate the actual number because they ran out of space on the fucking chart. So they just kept counting it. I work in the morning. You're good, Sparkly. I gotta wrap this up soon. I gotta finish editing. And I gotta turn my laundry over. Like, no more making, developing bombs. Well, you see, that involves getting every global superpower to agree on something. And at least the global superpower that I currently live in is run by a fucking idiot who believes that he has the biggest bombs or that he should have the biggest bombs and that he should be the most powerful. Not that the US should be the most powerful, that he should be the most powerful. So no, I in theory, sure, yeah, we should ban bombs. Will we? Probably fucking not. Bye, Sparkly. We can't even have like an effective UN. Nope. Anyways, so this was the start of my potential autism diagnosis day. I then left here to get on a train to go to the train museum. Wah, 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 wah. So, I don't remember what I did afterwards. I can't remember if I ate. Did I eat at the station? What did I have for dinner that night? Because I went back to the hotel at some point. But, God, did I eat? I must have eaten at a station. When in doubt, if there was ever a time where I was like, oh, I'm like a little fried, I don't want to walk somewhere else, I would just eat at like a station restaurant. 100 best men to beat the crap out of each other in a fight and stream it live, because why not? Whoa. If the president has his way, depending on which way his dementia brain lets him remember, you might get that because he's sending people to war. That is a thing that is happening. Station restaurants are so good. They're reliable. They're usually very affordable. They're usually quick. You know, I was watching it. I was watching a video with Chris Broad and Sea Dog, and they were. It was a video to promote their cyclothon that they're doing for the Immune Deficiency Fund Foundation, and they were talking about how it's hard to find a bad restaurant in Japan because bad restaurants don't survive very long because like word spreads quickly. So it's like usually if there's a restaurant that's like around, it's because it's good, you know? I only got drink vending machines. I never saw any other vending machines. But yeah, that was my, and then I went back to my Disney hotel. So I was like, yeah, I think my therapist is gonna be like, hey, bestie, do we sure you don't want to revisit? Alrighty. Okay, we're at an hour and a half. You guys cool if I wrap this up? Anarchy is still live, yes? No? Anarchy, where are you? Is she not live? I thought she was doing a collab. Am I stupid? Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Let's see. Fenari's live. Let's raid Fenari. Fenari's moth. Fenari's doing a mothathon. Have fun. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Also video tomorrow. Okay. Bye. Be nice to Fenari. Thank you guys for hanging out. Sorry I was gone for 3 weeks, but you know, I had to see the world. Bye.